Ja, det hade du.
That video was one I shot some years ago at Thorpe Park when I was doing some investigation of what I call fun fear. This is the fear we enjoy, for example, when watching a movie or on a white knuckle ride, whilst knowing that we are actually perfectly safe. So fun fear are the sensations we experience in situations where, while we feel in grave danger, we also know that we're actually perfectly safe. Nothing's going to happen to us. So, you know, you might find this, as I said, during a blood-chilling movie or on a theme park ride. Riding a white-knuckle roller coaster stimulates many sensations within the body and within the brain. And this is not just our ability to see the ground rushing by or hear the shouts and screams from our fellow passengers, which incidentally greatly enhance our sensation when we're on a ride. It's very loaded to be on a ride when you're the only person there. We were able to measure changes in the body using equipment wired up to our subjects. And while many of us believe that we just have the five senses of seeing, hearing, tasting, touching and smelling, we do in fact have many more. These deal with our sense of touch and other senses which go on inside the body. But let's start by considering our sense of touch. Although you can carry out this exercise almost anywhere by focusing internal signals from different parts of your body, there will clearly be some situations in which these sensations are felt especially powerfully. For example, when you step into a hot bath or jump into a cold pool, when you're standing under a shower, when you're stroking, petting an animal, so forth, you'll be more aware of the sensations which you're experiencing. So, whenever you're picking something up, try and notice how your fingers are responding to the texture of the thing you're picking up. Does it feel rough or smooth? Is it silky or oily or hard or soft? Now, close your eyes and trace the outlines of the features of the object with your fingertips. Now move to your face. What do the contours of your face feel like? What does the skin feel like? Is it smooth beneath your touch or is it rough and rather weathered? What do the lobes of your ear feel like? Or the shape of your nose, of your forehead, of your hair? Trace your fingers round your lips. Are they full or narrow, dry or moist? I suggest you try and store away these memories as vividly as you can, because you'll be able to use them on some occasions in your virtual reality sessions when you're stimulating a world using sensualizations. Now let's consider what are termed our kinesthetic senses. This refers to what is going on inside our body, and it's something which elite athletes and gymnasts, acrobats, dancers, actors and mime artists, they're all especially aware of this. They train themselves to be aware of exactly how their body is feeling and how it's responding in any particular situation. They focus their attention inwards and they notice what is happening when they're sitting or lying or dancing or standing or moving or performing acrobatics. They notice how their muscles are moving and they build up a very much better picture of the body's biodynamics. Biodynamics means how you are using the more 200 bones and 600 muscles of which your body is constructed. Our other kinesthetic senses number between about 14 and 20, depending on your definition of exactly what senses they provide. All these 14 to 20 senses are sending your brain constant information, although this is usually perceived below the level of conscious awareness. The brain doesn't make you consciously aware of it unless something out of the ordinary happens, like getting a sudden pain or stubbing your toe or having a stomach upset. So your ability to know the different parts of where your body are without seeing them is essential to you, and you can do this. I'm going to show you how you might test this. You can check, for example, now, is your forehead wrinkled or is it smoothed out? Are your back teeth clenched? This is something which often happens with some of my patients when they're asleep. It's called bruxism. They're called night grinders. They will grind down their back teeth, their molars. So think about how your tongue is resting in your mouth. Is it resting loosely or is it tight? How are you sitting? What is happening inside the muscles of your lower back and your shoulders? When moving around, try and observe which groups of muscles are contracting and which ones are actually relaxing. You should also remember that muscles cannot push, they can only pull to make a movement. So here's a simple experiment you can carry out to test your own, what is called proprioception. You close your eyes and you'll bring your fingers together without looking. Well, I almost did it. You should be able to get them within about a centimetre of one another and preferably touch them perfectly without much difficulty. In exactly the same way, you can close your eyes and touch your nose or your ears or your eyebrows. The brain knows exactly whereabouts in space these different parts of your body are located. The inner ear also allows us to feel velocity and, of course, is especially activated during a white knuckle ride, as in the video I showed you earlier. Then there's thermoception, which enables you to detect changes in temperature, to tell, for example, whether water is hot or tepid or cold, and exactly how hot or how cold it is. Kinesthesia detects movements, and chronoreception, the passage of time. Many of these inner senses are powerfully stimulated during white knuckle rides. Now, here's the intriguing way to test the role of visualization on your kinesthetic abilities. Form your finger and thumb into a circle like this. Doesn't matter which hand you use. Now ask someone to try and part the circle by placing their own finger inside it and pulling outwards like this. Now, unless you are very much stronger than they should be capable of fairly easily breaking the ring you've created by your two fingers, by your finger and thumb. So now imagine as vividly as you can that a steel ring has been placed inside this circle. You place a steel ring in here. Notice how shiny the steel is, how it reflects the light back, how you can see your face in the steel, and how you can feel the coldness of the steel against your skin. Now ask the same friend to attempt exactly the same maneuver. See if he or she can part your fingers. And I think you'll find that they have a great deal more difficulty, may not be able to do it at all, in parting your fingers. If they can do it, they will find it much harder. Just imagine the ring there has actually strengthened the muscles around your fingers. So by training yourself to become more aware of your inner self, it becomes easier and easier to get the early warning of needless physical tensions, especially in the muscles of your face. We often hold our face in a kind of a poker face so as not to betray our emotions. So check now how your forehead feels. Is it wrinkled or smoothed out? Again, are your teeth, your back teeth, particularly clenched? How's your tongue resting in your mouth? How are you sitting? what is happening inside the muscles of your back and shoulders. Such bodily awareness is essential when constructing a virtual reality sensualization in which movement is important. So in the next video I'll talk about a sensualization I've created where I've built this villa in a beautiful tropical island. I've got a lovely pool outside the villa which I dive in. I can feel the sensation of the water as my body cleaves through the pool. You should also notice that any kind of tension in the muscles, particularly in the muscles of stomach and chest, can prevent you breathing effectively, and I'll talk about that in a later video. Well, we've now I've now described all the basic lessons needed to create powerful visualizations, powerful sensualizations. In the next video, I'll talk about traveling to any place or any time in the world where every image, every sound, every taste, everything you touch, everything you're aware of feels exactly as it would in real life. But of course there are going to be subtle subjective differences because you're going to recreate the world exactly as you want it. In the next and final part of this course, I'm going to explain exactly how you should train yourself to create virtual realities, and as I said, I'll also describe my own experience of virtuality and invite you to come with me to my beautiful villa, the one I've created for myself on a tropical island. It's an island where it's always warm and sunny, where it never rains, where the sea is always clear, and it's always blue, and somewhere where I can feel relaxed and secure and at ease. A place where I know I'm going to be absolutely safe and secure and relaxed. So we'll deal with that in the next video, and meanwhile, thank you very much for watching.